Jerusalem, a city where ancient stones whisper sacred stories, where faith, history, and human longing converge in ways no other place on earth can claim. For thousands of years, this city has drawn pilgrims, prophets, kings, and conquerors. It has seen the rise and fall of empires, the weeping of exiles, and the prayers of billions. To walk through Jerusalem is to walk through time. Here, the past isn't hidden beneath glass or stone. It is alive, in the golden dome that shines over the Temple Mount, in the chants echoing through the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and in the call to prayer drifting from the minarets of Al-Aqsa. But Jerusalem is more than just an ancient city. It is the spiritual epicenter of three of the world's major monotheistic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Each sees this city not only as sacred, but as central to their story, their identity, and their understanding of the divine. Before we dive deeper into this extraordinary story of spiritual connection and historical complexity, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue sharing educational and inspiring content from around the world. Thank you. Now let us journey into the Sacred Heart of Jerusalem, Zion, City of David. For Jews, Jerusalem is the holiest city in the world, irreplaceable and eternal. It is not just a capital or a place on a map. It is the beating heart of Jewish memory, longing, and hope. The Jewish connection to Jerusalem begins in the Hebrew Bible. Over 600 times Jerusalem is mentioned in the sacred texts. It was here that King David established his capital around 1000 BCE, uniting the tribes of Israel. His son King Solomon would build the first temple atop Mount Moriah, what we now call the Temple Mount, making Jerusalem the spiritual center of Jewish worship. The temple was not just a place of gathering, it was the dwelling place of God's presence on earth. The inner sanctuary, the Holy of Holies, was so sacred that only the high priest could enter, and only once a year, on Yom Kippur. Even after the first temple was destroyed by the Babylonians, and again when the Romans demolished the second temple in 70 CE, the connection was never lost. In exile, Jews turned their prayers toward Jerusalem. At every wedding, a glass is broken to remember its destruction, and for centuries the words "next year in Jerusalem" closed the Passover Seder, a symbol of enduring hope. Today, the Western Wall, a remnant of the Second Temple complex, remains one of Judaism's holiest sites. There, people gather daily, tourists, soldiers, rabbis, and children, to press their prayers into the cracks between ancient stones. It is a place where tears fall freely and faith feels tangible. The passion, the resurrection, the hope to Christians. Jerusalem is the place where the most pivotal events in the life of Jesus Christ unfolded. It is not just sacred, it is foundational. Jesus entered Jerusalem riding a donkey, greeted by crowds waving palm branches. It was here, in the upper room, where he shared the Last Supper with his disciples. Here he prayed in anguish in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was arrested, tried, and crucified on a hill just outside the city walls, Golgotha. And it was here, according to Christian belief, that he rose from the dead. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built over what is believed to be both the site of the crucifixion and the tomb of Jesus, is one of the most visited and venerated places in the Christian world. Pilgrims walk the Via Dolorosa, the way of suffering, retracing the steps of Jesus on his way to the cross. What makes Jerusalem so sacred for Christians is not only its association with Jesus' death and resurrection, but also the promise it holds for the future. According to Christian eschatology, Jerusalem will play a central role in the end times, in the second coming of Christ. Throughout the centuries, Christian pilgrims have come to Jerusalem, often walking for months across continents to reach this holy ground. For them, to stand at the foot of the cross or inside the empty tomb is to come face to face with the deepest mystery of their faith. Al-Quds, the noble sanctuary. In Islam, Jerusalem is known as Al-Quds, meaning the holy. While Mecca and Medina are the first and second holiest cities in Islam, Jerusalem holds the third position, and an honor unlike any other. According to Islamic tradition, the Prophet Muhammad was transported by night from the sacred mosque in Mecca to the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem during the Isra and Miraj, the miraculous night journey and ascension. From the rock at the center of what is now the Dome of the Rock, he is believed to have ascended through the heavens, meeting earlier prophets and receiving instructions for daily prayer. This rock, which lies on the Temple Mount, or Haram al-Sharif, as it is called in Arabic, is among the most sacred sites in Islam. The Al-Aqsa Mosque itself, meaning the farthest mosque, stands nearby and continues to be a major destination for Muslim pilgrims. Jerusalem was also the first Qibla, the direction Muslims faced in prayer, before it was changed to Mecca. This historical connection deepens the spiritual bond between Islam and the city. Over the centuries, Muslim rulers, scholars, and architects have contributed to the beauty and sanctity of Jerusalem. The Dome of the Rock, with its golden dome and intricate mosaics, stands as a masterpiece of Islamic art and a symbol of divine majesty. What makes Jerusalem so awe-inspiring is also what makes it so complex. It is a city shared, yet contested, a holy place revered by all three Abrahamic faiths, yet a flashpoint for political, religious, and cultural conflict. The deep spiritual ties that connect each religion to this city have, at times, led not to harmony, but to division. Throughout history, Jerusalem has been the site of crusades, conquests, and clashes between empires, between sects, and even within the same faith communities. Today, the city remains at the heart of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Sovereignty over Jerusalem, access to holy sites, and questions of identity and belonging are sources of ongoing tension. The narrow streets of the Old City, only 1 square kilometer in size, hold sites sacred to billions, yet watched over by guards, fences, and checkpoints. Still, amid all this, moments of peace and coexistence are possible. In the early morning, the calls to prayer blend with the church bells and the quiet whispers of Jewish worshipers. In markets and schools, Muslims, Christians, and Jews walk the same streets, buy from the same vendors, and dream, perhaps, of a future that honors all their histories. Faith, memory, and the human spirit. Jerusalem teaches us that sacredness does not always bring simplicity. Sometimes it brings tension, but it also brings beauty, a deep reminder of how connected humanity truly is. In this single city, we see how the same stories can be told from different perspectives, how the same stones can carry different meanings, and how in the search for God, different peoples have often found each other, sometimes as neighbors, sometimes as rivals, always as reflections of the same human longing for the divine. The faiths born in Jerusalem, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, each teach values of compassion, justice, peace, and reverence for the sacred. Perhaps then, Jerusalem is not just a test of faith, but a call to live out those values, even and especially when it is hard. Conclusion: a city that calls to the soul. Jerusalem is more than a city of stone. It is a city of the soul. It calls out to pilgrims and prophets, to poets and presidents. It challenges and it comforts. It divides and it dreams. And in its complexity, it offers us a mirror to our shared humanity. May we learn from its sacredness. May we honor its stories. And may we find within its ancient walls not only the echo of conflict, but the hope for peace. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Jerusalem, a holy city for 3 Abrahamic religions. If you found this video inspiring and educational, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more explorations of history, culture, and faith from around the world. Until next time, keep seeking, keep learning, and keep your heart open to the wonders of our shared human story.